Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of NXT. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table on the black and gold brand.
Hello, I am Elias. And as the man who holds the power of the wind in his fist, I've got one question for everybody here tonight. Who wants to walk with Elias?
Well, Elias asking the crowd who wants to walk with Elias, but I guarantee you this. Okay, Ricochet can do a hell of a lot more than walk. He can do a hell of a lot more than run. This man, he can fly around the ring at high-octane speeds, and it's Elias's opponent in a few moments as we're kicking off the show with Elias versus Ricochet. Of course, the last time we saw Ricochet here on NXT, he battled against Cassius Ohno. However, Ricochet at the end of the matchup was met with utter defeat as Cassius Ohno got a big win over him before going into his match last episode against Keith Lee, a #1 contenders match for the NXT World Championship. So at NXT TakeOver The End, the final NXT event that will be held, it seems as though we're going to be seeing Keith Lee, the absolutely limitless Keith Lee, as he goes toe-to-toe against the NXT champion Velveteen Dream. But right now, on one of the final episodes of NXT before it meets its ultimate conclusion, we're going to be seeing as the guitar strumming performance artist Elias gets met with a big boot by Ricochet. And only a 1 count there. Oh, and then again, the boots connect right to the chest this time with the drop kick by Ricochet. Okay, we're going to have a lot of interesting stuff happening here tonight as Elias, wait a second. And again, only a 1 count. Okay, lifting up Ricochet, trying to show off that raw power, that strength of Elias, but in the end, Ricochet gets out of it, turns it into a pinning predicament. 1, 2. And only a 2 count before turning that German suplex into another pinning predicament. And now, right now, Ricochet seems to have something in mind, bouncing off the ropes and connecting there with the kick right to the back of the head. However, Elias runs towards him, seems to have something in mind. However, now it's Elias who gets out of that predicament, picks him up, seems to have something in mind, perhaps turning him around, powerbomb position. And Ricochet there, showing off some agility, turns it into a Hurricane Rana, and now Ricochet ain't done quite yet, kicks him in the gut, and another kick for good measure. Ricochet now, okay, constant motion here tonight. Okay, you can't go half a second without seeing Ricochet deal some damage to Elias. Okay, Elias is trying to fight, however Ricochet seems to have a counter for everything as Elias climbs up to the middle rope now, and again Ricochet has something in mind for him, drops him down before dropping himself onto Elias with a Phoenix Splash. 1, 2. And only a 2 count there by the always impressive Ricochet. Okay, non-stop action already here on NXT. Hitting him with that Phoenix Splash, and now Elias gets up. Ricochet goes for a forearm strike, however it's Elias now who has an answer for it, throws him to the outside. And Elias now perhaps getting a breather as Ricochet gets thrown to the outside. Okay, taking a few moments to bask in his own ego. Okay, air guitaring here tonight as though he's celebrating a victory. However, Ricochet, he gets up, kicks him there. Neckbreaker there off the ropes. Beautifully executed. And he's not done just yet, picking up Elias, throwing him in the corner. Seems to have something in mind, perhaps another running strike, but no, this time he gets met with a back elbow and another one for good measure. And now he turns it into a trifecta before a big boot. As Elias now perhaps realizing a potential moment in which he could garner some sort of a victory here. as Elias goes up. Oh! Goes for a big dive onto a standing Ricochet, but Ricochet now, oh my god, drops him on the top of his head. And now Ricochet, climbs up to the top turnbuckle. You're not gonna like this. Elias with the 630 by Ricochet. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Ricochet making it look easy. No offense to Elias, but in the end, Ricochet, always impressive, a master of the air, using it to his advantage with his high-octane action. Okay, his incredibly agile moveset being put on display as the master of the 630 garners a victory here in NXT. Okay, last time we saw him, he took a loss from Cassius Ohno. Tonight, he got a big victory over Elias. However, ladies and gentlemen, as Ricochet kicks off this all-important episode of NXT with a victory, let me tell you what's going to be happening here tonight, as we're going to be watching the incredibly cocky, the arrogant, the confident cruiserweight himself, the premier athlete Tony Nese, go one-on-one with the original bro, the submission specialist, the hard striker, Matt Riddle. Tony Nese versus Matt Riddle. I can't wait to see what happens. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be hearing from the returning NXT Women's Champion herself, Becky Lynch. She will be here, and she's got a lot to say. She was attacked at NXT TakeOver Chicago, and since then she has learned of the identity of that assailant. Who attacked Becky Lynch? We're going to find that out, and perhaps we're going to be hearing a few choice words from the champion. Becky Lynch, she's here, and I can't wait to see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking of NXT TakeOver Chicago, the two women who fought at NXT TakeOver Chicago against Becky Lynch, trying to gain her NXT Women's title, were none other than Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. And perhaps those two women will also feature at NXT TakeOver the End. We know Bianca Belair will, as NXT TakeOver the End will be featuring Bianca Belair versus the winner of this invitational tournament. Okay, anybody from Raw, anybody from SmackDown, anybody from NXT, anybody from around the planet can join this NXT tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, Bianca Belair, she's had her eye on everybody that could potentially enter this tournament and try to break her undefeated streak at NXT TakeOver the End. And right now, it seems as though two of the women who are looking to do just that are none other than Mia Yim and that woman, Candice LeRae. Now, we already know one of these semi-final matches will feature Paige and Rhea Ripley as they battle to see who will be going to fight in the final matchup in this tournament. However, these two women, Candice LeRae and Mia Yim, are both looking to just enter the semifinals for right now, as Candice LeRae, always impressive, incredibly technical, yet an incredible high flyer in her own right, is looking to go up against Mia Yim. Okay, she's not one to typically gain a lot of success, you could say, here in NXT. Okay, Candice LeRae, she always puts on amazing performances, but yet she never gets the job done. Tonight, she is looking to change that. Okay, she always puts a spotlight on herself whenever she enters that squared circle. She's incredibly talented, and right now she's going up against another incredibly talented individual in Mia Yim, as both women started off here with some technical wrestling. Okay, trying to gain some leverage, a feeling out process, you could say, as Candice LeRae has her in a bit of a headlock. And now Mia Yim throws her across the ring, Irish whip, and oh wait, Candice LeRae, typically one would bounce off of those ropes due to the sheer momentum, but instead Candice LeRae caught herself, not allowing to be a victim of whatever Mia Yim had in mind, as Yim takes her down that time, has her in a headlock of her own. But Candice LeRae, there you see, incredibly gifted both women are, as Mia Yim now has her in a headlock. And Candice LeRae, oh, wait a second, looking to do what Mia Yim wanted to do a few moments ago. This time she bounces off the ropes. She was successful in making her, go across the ring, and then meeting back up with her in the middle to hit that roundabout DDT. And there you see Mia Yim, the strikes, the open palm strikes that she loves to do. Here we go, Mia Yim, connecting with a clothesline, exploding there as Candice LeRae also was one to explode off of those ropes, and now she gets met with a German suplex, but perhaps not as Candice LeRae. That agility there, that trademark Gargano agility there, of course the wife of Johnny Gargano, on SmackDown, is looking to continue the pressure right now, going up to the top turnbuckle, seems to have something in mind, turns around, picture perfect moonsault, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Okay, Candice LeRae getting as much airtime as possible before landing hard. He goes for a big boot, however, does Mia Yim. However, Candice LeRae tried to turn that counter of the big boot into her Rana there, but Mia Yim, oh my god. Okay, reverses it into an alley-oop. Okay, perhaps sending a message to Bianca Belair. That's one of her trademark maneuvers. But right now, Mia Yim, she's continuing the pressure, continuing the fight here against Candice LeRae, throwing her across the ring, goes for a clothesline, but instead she bounces off the top rope. Okay, Candice LeRae, an always incredible performer, looking to use that incredible performance that she has had thus far in this matchup and turn it into a victory against Mia Yim. Okay, she wants to go on to face Bianca Belair, as right now she's facing off against Mia Yim, goes through the ropes, suicide dive, turns into a DDT. Incredibly impressive. Not many women or men, as a matter of fact, could do that. As right now, Candice LeRae throws her back into the ring. And Mia Yim now, of course, the woman in the blue hair. Candice LeRae, the one on top. Takes her down with that German suplex, goes for a cover, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Okay, one of these two women could perhaps go on to face off against either Paige or Rhea Ripley in the finals of this invitational tournament. As Mia Yim right now throws Candice LeRae into the corner. She has something in mind, goes for a boot, but instead Candice LeRae firing on all cylinders here. Gets out of the way, kicks her underneath her leg there. Okay, and then turns it into a bit of a famouser. Perhaps taking a page out of Billy Gunn's playbook. However, right now, she ain't done with that boot to the face of Mia Yim. Picture perfect there. However, Mia Yim goes for another big boot. However, this time, Candice LeRae counters, goes for a German suplex, but instead she gets met with the back elbows, and then, oh my god, back suplex there. Okay, an incredibly quick and hard-hitting motion there off of that back suplex, and now the hard-hitting impact of Mia Yim continues with that running boot right to the head of Candice. As Candice now gets taken down again, back and forth over the past few moments. However, Mia Yim, has the upper hand there as Candice LeRae gets met with the boot of Mia Yim. As Yim wants her up, seems to have something in mind. Candice LeRae, okay, she's groggy there on those ropes, and now she's getting met, wait a second, with some punishment that requires the use of those ropes. Using them to her advantage was Mia Yim as Candice LeRae tries to get a breather here. Tries to go to the outside. However, there you see, turning it into a code red right on the outside. My god. Absolutely brutal maneuver, and typically one would turn that into a pinfall predicament. But of course, they're on the outside, so perhaps that might have cost her a chance at victory. Okay, doing that incredibly hard-hitting maneuver on the outside. However, right now, these two women are still battling, okay? The battle has been brought back into the ring. Kicks her in the gut. What is this? Package pile driver. No, turns into a powerbomb. And the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. Okay, the referee a bit slow to get into that cover. Perhaps even he didn't even expect that pinfall to happen. Okay, turning that what seemingly was a package pile driver into a powerbomb there. Perhaps combining the finishers of the current WWE and Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens. However, right now, Candice LeRae gets out of that suplex. Oh, God, and then spikes Mia Yim on the top of her head there. Perhaps she watched that Ricochet versus Elias match a few moments ago where Ricochet hit that maneuver before turning into a 630. However, this time Candice LeRae turns it. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. Into a single knee face buster there. Okay, a bit like a code breaker. Perhaps taking some inspiration from the former NXT general manager. However, right now she's taking inspiration from her husband right now with a Gargano escape. Trying to tap out Mia Yim. And that's going to be a very difficult challenge for her. As there you see Mia Yim gets out of it. But you got to think, just in those few short seconds that Candice LeRae had her. Oh, wait a second. Mia Yim, wait a second, connecting. And the cover there, 1, 2, 3 on Candice LeRae. I was going to say that perhaps that devastating submission hold, that Gargano escape, could lead to a victory for Candice LeRae. But Mia Yim was quick to strike back, and now she is moving on in the tournament. Okay, she is going on to the semifinals, and I know for a fact that she is gunning for a rematch against Bianca Belair at NXT TakeOver, the end. There you see Mia Yim celebrating the victory here. Well, as you just heard, it seems as though Ricochet and Matt Riddle both had a few choice words to say to one another in that locker room. However, one man who also had a few things to say was one half of the tag team champions here in NXT, one half of British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, in regards to Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush's challenge for the tag team championships. Tyler Bate tweeted out earlier on today, on behalf of Pete Dunne and I, we just want to say that we're not scared of anybody. If you want to try and take our titles away, then come and get them. Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley challenged us, and we accept. Next episode, we will show you why we are the best tag team in the world. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as though British Strong Style will be going up against Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. However, right now, we're going to be going into some more singles action as Tony Nese is set to take on one of the two men who exchanged a few words just a few moments ago, as he's going to go up against Matt Riddle. Okay, this is the final matchup of the evening, because after this, Becky Lynch will be main eventing the show, returning to the Black and Gold brand, the champion. However, right now, Matt Riddle and that man Tony Nese are more focused on who will leave the better man. It seems as though Matt Riddle and Ricochet are also perhaps focusing on one another in terms of trying to figure out which one of them is better than the other. Okay, Matt Riddle, a more ground-focused hard striker. Perhaps having a bit of a, I guess you could say, stylistic difference to the man who beat Elias earlier on tonight in Ricochet, the high flyer, the aerodynamic man himself. However, right now, Matt Riddle, it's looking like he is making his way down to the ring. Perhaps he wants to make an example out of Tony Nese, but that is not going to be easy. Okay, Tony Nese, he might be incredibly cocky, and I can say this, his Achilles heel, you could say, is the fact that he is so cocky in his own abilities. He calls himself the premier athlete, and typically, when you're a professional wrestler, you want to believe in yourself, but when it comes to Tony Nese, okay, his own belief within himself comes back to bite him sometimes. And right now, Matt Riddle might just have to find a way to use that Achilles heel, because that is what typically leads Tony Nese to a loss. But tonight, Tony Nese, he's got to focus on Matt Riddle. You cannot keep your eye off of him. And here we go. There you see, there you see Tony Nese. As I was just saying, okay, showing off those muscles. And now it's Matt Riddle challenging Tony Nese, challenging his own ego perhaps, as he takes him down the Falcon Arrow, connecting. No one ever kicks out of it, and the cover now one. No, not even a 1 count. Matt Riddle kicks out of it. As Tony Nese, as soon as Riddle gets up, just hits him there with a super kick and then flies to the outside. Okay, as I was saying, Tony Nese is incredibly gifted. One of the best cruiserweight competitors, one of the most overlooked competitors here in NXT. However, right now, Matt Riddle, typically the man who doesn't like to share the spotlight with anybody, the original bro, is sharing it here with Tony Nese, who is just taking Matt Riddle off of his feet here tonight. However, Matt Riddle now looking to use those educated feet, kicking him in the gut as he had him caught in the corner, but Tony Nese very wisely got out of the corner, slowly walked his way out of that position, and now he bounces Matt Riddle off the ropes, picks him up, slams him down again, and a cover. Once again, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count on the original bro, and I can say this, considering the fact that Matt Riddle was, looking to make an example out of Tony Nese. I guess you could argue that Ricochet, earlier on in the matchup, okay, he pretty much dominated the entire matchup, but right now, Matt Riddle is looking to start his own path of domination here against Tony Nese. Okay, I'm not trying to knock Elias as a competitor. However, within that match against Ricochet earlier on, Ricochet, basically, it was just his entire matchup. Okay, it was just a showcase. Elias, he maybe had 1 or maybe 2 hits within that matchup. But right now, Tony Nese, you can tell, definitely showing up Matt Riddle here tonight. However, right now, instead, we just watch as he just gets a big kick right to the side of the head. As Matt Riddle goes for another kick, but Tony Nese tries to fly into the air with a big running splash, but instead he grabs the leg. And now, wait a second, Tony Nese has him in a position. Pump handle slam. Turns it into a big-time power slam in the cover. 1, 2 again, but no, and again, only a 2 count. No 3s yet for the premier athlete. As Tony Nese doing a very good job right now. Okay, I mentioned earlier, his big problem is his own ego. And right now, he's not really showing off for the crowd, not really showing off for himself. Okay, he's just showing off what he can do in the ring. And now, wait a second. Sure, he may be a cruiserweight, perhaps he's smaller, but as you can just see, right there, he's incredibly powerful, lifting him up there, the premier athlete. Okay, there's a reason his entrance comprises of him counting his own muscles, counting his own abs. And now there you see the trash talk by Tony Nese after just throwing Matt Riddle as hard as he could into that corner. And now Tony Nese continuing on. But there you see Matt Riddle perhaps having a few seconds to heal. A few seconds to catch his breath, as right now he catches Tony Nese. And connects there in the cover. 1, 2, planting him into the mat, but he does not plant his foot down here at NXT with a big win on this night. At least not yet, as Tony Nese is down. Wait a second, perhaps Matt Riddle, perhaps looking to show up Ricochet once again, flying into the air. Boy, I believe Tony Nese got his knees up. Oh, God, and then he got his boot up right into the face of Matt Riddle once again with that super kick. And now, once again, oh, another high-flying maneuver hits him with the 450, but this time it's Matt Riddle who gets the knees up, and then he gets his foot up right in the face, and now, oh my God, there you see the big punches, and now Matt Riddle, he's got him in the bro mission. He's tapped out so many men here in NXT with that hold, and it seems as though Tony Nese has just been added to that list with the original bro. Like, you could argue just barely garnering a victory here against Tony Nese. Okay, Tony Nese absolutely used this chance to spotlight what he could do in that ring. Sure, a bit of his cockiness was put on display, but there you see, okay, bam, countering that floating bro. However, Tony Nese, he had him well scouted for a huge victorious moment in his career over the new blue chip prospect here in NXT with Matt Riddle. Okay, he's been skyrocketing up to the top of NXT, but in the end, it was Tony Nese who went up into the air and crashed down onto the knees of Matt Riddle before gaining a kick to the head. Matt Riddle tapping him out. There you see Matt Riddle with a big win. However, let me turn your attention to what's happening next episode right here on NXT. We're gonna be watching as another matchup that's set to be one hell of a fight. It was Cedric Alexander's debut matchup, and we're gonna see it again as he's going one-on-one with Andrade Cien Almas, the first ever NXT champion. And also, speaking of champions, well, I mean, we gotta talk about the NXT Tag Team Champions. Okay, they made it official. The NXT titles will be on the line next episode. It's gonna be Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush looking to challenge and successfully take those NXT World Tag Team titles. It's gonna be one hell of a matchup. However, ladies and gentlemen, the NXT champion himself, Velveteen Dream. Okay, we promised on the last episode that he had a message. So let's see what he has to say. Was Velveteen Dream promises to the world that he is going to be the last NXT World Champion. That woman right there, the returning NXT Women's Champion herself, Becky Lynch, is promising to make a huge impact tonight. As there you have it, the man, the returning champion, following a successful defense at NXT TakeOver Chicago, following a backstage assault, is here tonight. She's pissed off. She's hyped, she's fired up, and the champion is here. Okay, winning that title back in New Orleans, taking it from now Raw's Toni Storm. She has been on a roll here in NXT. So tonight, the man is returning. And only one question needs to be asked. What does she have to say? Well, it seems as though Becky Lynch has found out who attacked her, who is on the security foot. Is that Io Shirai? I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble. Yeah, Io Shirai. I mean, we briefly saw her in NXT before she even debuted in the Royal Rumble, but why the hell is Io Shirai? Well, Becky Lynch looking to attack her right now. Becky Lynch running up the ramp, and oh my gosh, she just gets met with that steel chair. What the hell, Io Shirai? What? Why is Io Shirai doing this? Oh my god, with the chair! As the NXT Women's Champion gets up, and she's looking to fight Io Shirai. However, Io Shirai continuing this is so... Why in the hell is she here? Oh my god! I don't know what to say. I have no words right now as the running knee connects. Why? Why did Io Shirai do this? Why did she go to NXT TakeOver Chicago? Why did she attack Becky Lynch? Why, Io? Why?